Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action, coming to you live on this Saturday night. Alongside Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we got another seat right here in the NBA. No better insider than Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, great to have you with us.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. It's great to be here. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Look at Richard Jefferson. He's like a kid in a candy store. He cannot wait to talk to you.
Yes, we love RJ.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The post pair form will be Williams and Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Dort in at the 3. And for Chicago, Ball and Levine are the guard set. Anunoby out there with Allen. And it's Vucevic in at the center position. Shams, over the last decade, the Warriors were the team. And this decade is kind of wide open. So with young teams on the horizon, the deep roster of teams and talent in the West, a lot of people are talking about Oklahoma City as the team to watch in the 2020s. What do you think?
OKC has this league at the palm of their hands and really the direction. The nucleus led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City, that is among the best. They have tons of picks. Kevin, I mean dozens of draft picks that they can trade to get even more talent. No organization is set up quite like the Thunder. They have to be aiming for championships down the line.
They've stayed the course. Agreed wholeheartedly with you. It's going to be fun. Here's Vucevic. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
Just a stellar rebounder. Vooch, look, he relishes getting those extra offensive rebounds.
On the wing, Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Giddey. It's hauled in by the Bulls. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, it looked like they were settling out there, not moving the ball enough to generate the type of shots that they want.
And that one falls for Allen. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Ball, the pass to Anunoby. Inside. And it's Vucevic missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Ball. And the rejection by Holmgren.
Already set the Summer League record for blocks in his first game. Holmgren, one of the best young shot blockers in the league.
Now, here's Dort. 11 points for him in that last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right, they're all fun to watch. The Thunder have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Holmgren gets the bucket.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Bulls have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. And now the first timeout called here for the Bulls. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, I got a few minutes with Billy Donovan, and he knows his team has its hands full going up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Coach said Shai is one of the best in the league when it comes to scoring off the bounce. And when he's not scoring, he's kicking it out to an open teammate. So we have to make sure our rotations are quick. We'll see how the defense responds, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Now, here's Dort. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. Count that one for Dort.
And when you have Dort on your side, this is what he brings on the offensive end. Great off the catch and fire.
Here's Ball. Gilgeous-Alexander with the rebound. Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunities I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that one. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Wallace is checked in. Now, here's Ball. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Outside, LaVine. Wide open. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound. Holmgren's got 4 rebounds now tonight, and the shot goes down.
And the move and the basket. SGA has the defense shook.
Now Ball. No scoring in this one. The pass to Anunoby. Now Vucevic. This one for 3. Traps in the tray.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 started.
And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. Wallace. Good.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge. And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Thunder have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Dort got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do, and this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I loved playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, for the behind-the-scenes stories. So to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans, and so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
You're so connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much, and just know the stories will keep coming.
And here is Dort after OG Anunoby made that last 3-pointer. Back to Dort. 6 on the shot clock. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And the 3-point shot wasn't always there for Dort, but he's put in a ton of work on it, and it shows.
Ball kicks to LaVine. Back to Ball. Over Gilgeous-Alexander. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
That maybe not the highest percentage of looks right there, but look, you can't argue with results, I guess.
There's the 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple. Holmgren with the steal. To the paint, and they're moving it up. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Here's Allen. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Holmgren's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Wallace. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. There's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pull on the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship, or competing, whether it's competing for the playoffs, competing for a title. If you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Williams.
4th team foul.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
So far, they haven't had to force anything. They're swinging the ball around and turning good passing into points.
And something else that I liked is how they attack the paint, finding ways to get inside and capitalize time and time again.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. James Wiseman, he's checked in for Vucevic. Terry comes in for Grayson Allen. Osumu, he's checked in for Levine. And it's White in for Lonzo Ball. And the Thunder with the possession here. It's a 3-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that,
I think they just got caught completely by surprise, and they never managed to fully recover.
And the penetrating ability of Anunoby, confident when it comes to attacking the defense.
And Charms, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of the scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way. Now, here's Holmgren. He gets that one.
And playing up-tempo, pro-level ball can be hard for some guys, but Holmgren has easily made the transition.
And Torch gets it to go. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
When you pile up the blocks earlier in games, it really can affect the other team. They lose confidence offensively.
And another thing they've done so well is convert fast break opportunities. Great job trusting their guys and getting those easy ones.
And it's out of bounds, and last touch by Holmgren. A different look for Oklahoma City. Castles checked in for Josh Giddey. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for Wallace. To stop the run. Good D by Holmgren.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoided fouling, and got in perfect position to alter that shot. Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
59 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. White against Gilgeous-Alexander. Step back on that one and let it fly.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. Missed the shot. He's made 3 and missed 3 from the field. Here's White. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's now only a 1-point Oklahoma City lead.
Breakdown for the defenders, and you can't ask for an easier bucket than that.
Gilgeous-Alexander. And yes, it's good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 9 points.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Wiseman with the ball. He's picked up by Holmgren. Shoots a fader, and the rejection by Holmgren. Left side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shoots over Anunoby, and it's good off the back rim and in.
The assist.
And now a 5-point Oklahoma City lead. And so it's Lou Dort making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He nailed it from long range in that quarter. Winds up with a total of 4 3-pointers in the period. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Making it as difficult as possible for the offense to find clean looks. Great stuff.
Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting, Shams, what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes, and less of a chance of super teams, and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, and all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least one or two teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly, the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It was just fascinating. On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Williams is out there with Wiggins, and it's Chet Holmgren. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Joe in at the 2 spot. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an elite scorer. Coach Mark Daigneault said the sign of a good player is being a source of reliable offense. At the same time, he's learned to impact the game in other ways, and that's why he's a really good player. He's not just a hired gun scorer. Kevin?
Totally agree, D.A. He is a franchise cornerstone type of guy. We thank you for the report. Now, Wiggins, after the missed 3 from Vucevic.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin, I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep. Right?
We do get sleep, but your offseason is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. Allen's checked in for Terry. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Josh Giddey's checked in for Chet Holmgren. White against Gilgeous-Alexander. Will not drop through. That miss puts him at 6 for 10. And Isaiah Joe picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bulls with some changes. Beans checked in for Dosunmu. And it's Lonzo Ball in for White. Wallace is checked in for the Thunder. Wiseman with a wide open look. And they recover it. Ball kicks to Levine. Goes back up. Rebound by Wallace.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And Giddey gets it to go.
And letting his offense come to him naturally. Good seeing Giddey take and make those kinds of shots.
Outside Ball. Going in inside, and that one good. Ball's got his second bucket of the night.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Now here's Wiggins. Hasn't made one yet. Ball surveying the defense. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Joe finds Wiggins. Wallace with the ball. The three. Giddey, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be.
Put it down! Whoa! My gracious, way to get up. Check out Levine getting artful at the rim, leaving the defense just completely clueless of how to stop it.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. You can see how impressive that move was. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. For the Thunder, Holmgren is checked in for Williams. Williams comes in for Aaron Wiggins. And it's Dort in for Isaiah Joe. Now here's Williams. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Bean passes the ball over Wallace. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. Williams. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Here's Levine. Hits the target from 18 feet. Levine's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Over the course of his career, Levine has grown into just an absolute lethal shooter. And the mid-range, that's a huge part of it.
It's stolen by Wiseman. Here's Ball. And Ball slams it in. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Giddey. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver. Williams kicks to Giddey. Here's Holmgren. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Ball's got 4 rebounds now tonight. He's looking for Levine and finds him. That one drops for him. And that's now 6 points for Zach LaVine.
Just muscling through the contact. LaVine is a flat-out star.
Pass to Holmgren. Giddey with it. Guarded by LaVine. It's up a 3. And Giddey gets it to go. Giddey's got the game tied up here for the Thunder.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Vucevic to the pass to Ball. And Ball gets double teamed. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
It'll be a jump ball.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Wiseman with the ball. Defended by Giddey. LaVine can't hit. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. It's going to be Holmgren shooting. That one on Vucevic. Anunoby, he's checked in for Chicago.
And something to like about Holmgren is his ability to run the floor. A 7-footer who can get up the court in a hurry and get to the rim before the knee gets set.
Anunoby, good.
You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a three each time.
The outside leaner, stolen by Ball. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. Bulls have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Passes to Wiseman. Anunoby has the open look. Cans it from downtown. And it's a 4-point Bulls lead.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring. The basketball for him tonight, a real nice lift for their offense.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. One guy who's been getting it. Done is OG Anunoby.
He is on a major roll today. This timeout was desperately needed. They've got to come up with a new game plan designed to shut him down.
Dort misses.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And staying with the play, Allen.
After failing to get going in the first quarter, he's looked much better here in the second.
On the wing, Williams. Back to Giddey. Wallace outside. It's Dort on the wing. Hits it from three-point range. Dort's got 17 now.
And even after all those three-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Giddey, the pass to Holmgren. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Outside, Ball. From past the arc. Kept alive, and another shot. Wiseman, no good.
Even with the big goose egg by his name on the shot chart, the team is somehow managing just fine without him.
Here's Wallace. It's 3-pointers off the mark. The Bulls leading by 3. To the inside. And Anunoby. And to the end.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
Terry's checked in for the Bulls. Dosunmu comes in for Lonzo Ball. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for Wallace. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And just great to have Shams join us, isn't it, guys? Such a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, no one is more locked in on the league. If there's a move happening, Shams knows about it before the players do.
Dosunmu with it. He's picked up by Gilgeous-Alexander. There's the double team with Dort. Dosunmu finds Wiseman. Back to Dosunmu. Good on the bucket. Dosunmu's got his first points of the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
It's Dort on the wing. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Dort's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Thunder. And finished off by Wiseman.
Oh, that's a big man move by Wiseman, roughing up the D with that emphatic finish.
Pass to Giddey. On the wing, Williams. Three-pointer. Wiseman with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Did a great job closing the gap and making the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Dort. Bangs home the trifecta. Dort's got 23.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The first one falls. He makes one of two that time. Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander shoots over White. A big-time effort for OG Anunoby, providing a lot of Energy for the Chicago Bulls. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. It's time now to go courtside as we send you. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They stayed within arm's reach in that opening period. 5 points, their largest deficit. After a slow start, they turned up in the second quarter, going into the half with a 4-point lead. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
The bench scoring has been a big key. They came in with energy, and they were able to give the starters a real break because of the way they performed. That's the kind of production every team hopes to have from their second unit.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
They did some good things, but not enough. They need to start being more assertive. Go harder to the rim. Generate some free throw opportunities at the very least. Do something.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Lou Dort with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
Ball and Levine are the guard set. Vucevic is out there with Anunoby, and it's Allen in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Thunder trailing by 4. And Greg, despite not winning Rookie of the Year, Holmgren had a historic start to his career.
And he would have won the award most seasons, but he obviously had some stiff competition. Regardless, he proved to be a versatile big man with star potential.
Levine finds Ball. Outside Levine. Some nice ball movement here by the Bulls. Ball with the bucket.
Love whenever Ball is assertive like this. This is how dangerous he can be on offense.
Down low, it's stolen by Vucevic. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. And it's blocked. Here's Anunoby. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
One of the best 3 and D wings in the league. Let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive abilities.
For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, you know, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
The Bulls leading by 5. Right side, Ball. The Thunder pull it in.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Dort. The shot, no good.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting 1 of the past 4 shots to fall.
Levine wide open. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And he keeps trying to get himself out of this rut, but maybe it's not meant to be. I'd focus on sharing it with his teammates at this point, and that's how you lead a team, literally.
The Bulls have gone only 1 of 6 in the field in the third quarter. Not how they pitched when the half started. Timeout called the Bulls. Richard, for the Bulls, just 1 playoff appearance in their last 7 seasons.
Look, the last 4 years under Coach Billy Donovan, they've been respectful, but with all of the injuries and all of the issues, the path to true contention is probably probably on the other side of long rebound.
And the Thunder with some changes. Williams comes in for Chet Holmgren. And it's Isaiah Joe in for Josh Giddey.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
Over in the corner, Williams from outside the arc. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one.
They are losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game. The ball handling skills of LaVine, outstanding at creating for himself.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam King. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams passes to Williams. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got his 5th assist in this one. And so LaVine will bring it up now for Chicago. Leading by 5. Outside, Ball. Misses the 3.
And to put things simply, this has not been his quarter.
Gilgeous-Alexander finds Williams. Shot from the wing. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Anunoby, good. Anunoby's got 22.
Such a good facilitator. Ball has nice touch on that pass.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. From the arc.
Thunder foul. Williams. First personal foul. First team foul.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the 3rd now. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. And there's the pass to Joe. Williams for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Anunoby's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck, the breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. And we may have an injury here that does not look good.
And boy, this really doesn't look good. That just the way it happened. And
you know it's serious if he's heading to the locker room. It takes a lot to get him out of any game.
The Bulls making a switch here. White's checked in. Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. The Thunder in 4th.
They took pride in their success at the line, and it forced opposing defenses to be very careful against them.
Here's Ball. Inside, Vucevic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 6 assists here tonight.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Ball. Here's Dort. Allen with the rebound. Chicago leading by 9. It's White on the wing. And White with the stuff.
And at 6'5", White more than capable athletically, like the aggressiveness there.
Here's Joe. Drills it from outside.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up, oh yeah, you're done.
The Bulls have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Here's Anunoby, and Anunoby slams it in.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Well, it's been an express lead to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Yeah, we can see over here, the coach, he has some choice words for his team. Words we cannot repeat.
Changes for Chicago. Wiseman comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And Terry subbed in for Allen. The Thunder also changing it up. Chad Holmgren comes in for Jalen Williams. And Josh Giddey subbed in for Isaiah Joe. A moment for an injury report. And let's get an update on Zach LaVine's injury. David, any news there?
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with Chicago's head athletic trainer. I'm told that he has a sprained finger, and right now they've got ice on it to try and help with the swelling. Well, you hate suffering injuries any time of the year, but it's especially impactful this early on. Tough break. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And you never want to speculate. So it's nice for us, and especially his teammates, to get some facts.
Thunder trailing by 7. Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
Here's Terry. Takes it off the glass. Terry's got 8 points.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Williams dishes to Holmgren. Oklahoma City moving it around. And Dort gets it to go.
He's just lighting them up in this game. The D's going to have to extend a little bit more, or he's going to keep knocking them down from deep.
The Bulls leading by 4. Fires the 3. And it's Anunoby. That time on the assist from Ball. Ball's got his 8th assist here tonight. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. Outside, Dort. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Dort. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. White, good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Holmgren the pass to Williams. Over Wiseman. That is good. And the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Williams.
They're behind right now, but you can't pin the blame on this guy. Nope. He's got to get some more help from somebody on his team. Help him. Help that man.
Wiseman no good. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team. And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Holmgren finds Dort. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here.
Oklahoma City ball.
And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Bulls. On Monday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Memphis and going up against the Grizzlies. Then on Wednesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And looking at the Utah matchup, that one, the 7th on the season for them. The team's still looking to improve each time they take the floor.
5 to shoot. And Giddey gets it to go.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Chicago leading by 4. And here is Ball. 8 points for him. Kicks it out to Terry. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. One-on-one here. Stolen by Ball. Here's White, and White slams it in.
On offense, Ball is a catalyst. He knows how to move things around and get people quality shots.
Thunder trailing by 6. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Giddey, and stolen by White. This is it to Anunoby. And the rejection by Holmgren.
An outstanding shot blocker. It's not just about Holmgren's length. It's about his positioning as well.
White, wide open. He fires. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And now an 8-point Bulls lead. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Good. Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Chicago's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Ball, the pass to Anunoby. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Williams. Here's Dort. And the Thunder, another 3.
And all of a sudden, that 3 puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
And I bet he's thinking that he could close the gap completely if he can keep those 3s coming.
And that's it for the third quarter. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
Exert yourself by being disciplined and
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Here's Dosunmu. So for Oklahoma City right now, they've got Isaiah Joe. Wiggins is out there with Lou Dort. Then there's Holmgren. And it's Wallace in at the 1 spot.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Wallace left side. Here's Dort. And a miss there on the triple. Chicago leading by 7. Oh, that's blocked.
Quite simply, Lou Dort is an elite defender. Plays hard, smart, great wingspan, which we just saw him use there.
It's Joe on the wing. Oklahoma City moving it around. Wallace misses. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Anunoby and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Wallace looking for an opening. It's Joe on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Sinks the triple.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up 3s.
Anunoby finds Ball. Trying to find Vucevic. Gets it to him. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Not stopping Vucevic that time. Powering through the defenders.
outside. Dort. That three off the mark. The Bulls leading by 6. Dosunmu, the pass to Anunoby. And that one drops. Anunoby's got 32 points in the game. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
Yeah, you just hope it's nothing serious and that he's able to get back on the court as soon as possible.
And the Bulls making a change here. Graves checked in. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. It's stolen by Vucevic. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Gray, that's good. Guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunity. For themselves by forcing deflections.
And they've also forced a lot of turnovers, capitalizing and turning those turnovers into points. Way to get after it.
Both teams will make substitutions. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Mark Daigneault talking to his team during the break. Now, he asked for one thing, intensity. He said, I need you to crank it up to 11 out there. That's how we turn it around. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
How did he break that one? He smoked it. Everything was set up for that to be an easy basket.
And the shot goes in.
Assisted by Williams.
And so here is Chicago, 8-point game. Dosunmu with it. All is on him. It's good.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
On the wing, Wiggins, defended by Allen. And it's Wiggins missing.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
And there's the bucket from Dosunmu.
Great ball movement there.
In the corner, Wallace with it. Over ball. Wallace misses.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Up again. The Thunder pull it in. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Williams.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Outside, ball. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And we know injuries derailed last season for the Bulls, Greg, but with an aging core, You wonder where they go from here.
I mean, the Bulls are kind of stuck in the middle of things as it now stands. Not quite good enough to make a run in the East, but not in a position where they need to start over.
Phillips, he's checked in for the Bulls. Here's Vucevic. Outside, ball. There's the pass to Phillips. And the Bulls with another miss. Thunder trailing by 11. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
That's a jump ball.
Chicago with the ball. The Bulls leading by 11. And the foul called on Cason Wallace. That's foul number 2 for him. Chicago making a switch here. White's checked in.
Checking into the game for your Bulls.
Now here's Dosunmu. Covered by Joe. Here's Allen. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Joe's got his 4th rebound in this one.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Dosunmu, the pass to ball. And it's sent back by Waltz. And they'll keep possession. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line.
At the line for the Bulls, Lonzo Ball. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Ball is such an effective two-way player. Takes smart shots on offense and really hustles on defense.
He doesn't get the second one.
Thunder foul. Chet Holmgren. First personal foul. 3rd team foul. At the line for the Bulls, Nikola Vucevic. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Vucevic.
Consistently productive. Vuce can get you 20 and 10 every single night.
Terry's checked in for Ball. And both free throws good for Vucevic.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Terry against Williams. Holmgren in the corner with the shot. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 8 rebounds in this game. Terry dishes to Vucevic. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Look, Vuce is a big man that can score at all 3 levels. And look, his versatility makes him a nightmare for defenses.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
3 points.
That's a look they always want him to take. If he's got space, he's got the ultra green light.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Giddey's checked in. On the wing, Terry launches it. Thunder with the rebound. Holmgren's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's get an update on OG Anunoby. What's the status, David?
Thanks, Kevin. I got some information from the Bulls' head athletic trainer. The belief right now is that it's a high ankle sprain. Now, they're still running tests, but the swelling is making that a little more complicated. This was a team that was struggling a bit, so losing him hurts extra. But they have to cope with the loss. Back to you.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
And you just hate to see any injury. But potentially a serious one like this breaks your heart.
The Bulls leading by 9. It's Allen on the wing. Three-pointer. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound.
And he got a couple to fall from long distance in the first half, but still looking for that number 3.
Joe can't get it to go.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Allen's shot is off.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Yeah, straight up, guys. Like, he's ice cold, like freezing. What's colder than cold? But you don't have to shoot it, my guy. It's okay to pass the ball.
And so it's Terry bringing it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Dosunmu. Nobody near Allen. Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Bulls lead by 12.
He was solid in the first half from deep. He's a guy who can get hot. Let's see how he does here in the second.
Williams for 3. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got 15 rebounds here tonight. And Isaiah Joe picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Ball's checked in for the Bulls. For the 3. Thunder with the rebound.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Right side, Williams. A 3-ball. Rebounded by Vucevic.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
And that one. Good. Vucevic has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Too easy for Vucevic. He's for these interior spots.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
T-shirts. Who wants one?
George, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander comes in for Wallace. And it's the Thunder with the ball. They trail by 14. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
And he had a good look, and Gilgeous-Alexander made it pay off.
Chicago's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. High post Vucevic.
In the game. 2 minutes.
And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
George. No good from outside.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
White with it. Defended by Giddey. And White kicks to Allen. To the paint. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist by Allen. Vucevic has got 14 points here in the second half. On the wing, Giddey. Tries from 10. Holmgren gets the bucket. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 14 rebounds. Chicago leading by 14. Kicks it to Ball. He dishes it to White. Dosunmu with it, working on Williams. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Another miss by Vucevic. They're trailing by 14.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster to blow out by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Bulls.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high-percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for OG Anunoby.
I think people could learn a lot from how versatile he was in this one. Whatever the situation was, he found a way to be a difference maker.
4th personal foul. 15th foul. At the line for the Bulls, Lonzo Ball.
He hits the first one, and that will push the lead to double digits.
I'd like to call a little attention to Ball's determination, both on and off the court. You throw a challenge at him, and he will do everything in his power to overcome it.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. James Wiseman, he's checked in for Kobe White. And Terry's subbed in for Allen. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Making no mistakes and putting some extra nails in the coffin right here. That pretty much do it.
On the wing, Giddey. Shoots over Dosunmu. Giddey, no good. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. From downtown, and again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And you want to talk about confidence right there. Giddey wasting no time firing off the dribble.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
And there's the call on Lou George. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Is in the penalty. At the line for the Bulls, Terry. Taking 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9. And both free throws good for Terry. Here's Giddey. And it's Chicago with the rebound. At one point, they led by 16. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Nick, great win tonight. Good performance by you. How surprising is it that you contributed to the game in so many ways?
I mean, I wouldn't say it surprised me. I always knew I could play at this level, but I just play hard. Just play hard and get things happen. I don't try to force anything. I just let the game come to me, and I play hard. Rebounds. Like I said, it's a lot about effort. That's what I can do every night. And points are gonna come some nights. Sometimes they won't. But just take what I get and just keep playing.
Well, you did it all over the floor tonight, Nick. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge,